Delighted today to be joined by Cyril Coste, who's a digital transformation and a B2B tech influencer. Hi Cyril, thanks for taking the time to join us today.
Hi Joe, thanks for having me.
So could you just start by telling us a little bit about yourself and your background?
Yeah, so I started this journey about 25 years ago when I was at university, and I discovered the internet one day. And from there, basically, I just evolved in different roles, technical architect, pre-sales consultant, with a lot of work around large e-commerce platforms, large intranet. I was in France at the time. Then I went back to my studies for 2 years in the USA and in the UK. And then I stayed in the UK where I worked as e-commerce business analyst, marketing operations, business strategist, digital strategist. And the past few years, I've been focusing more on executive coaching, so working with executive people, not necessarily tech people, but to help them to understand the digital transformation landscape. What does it mean for a CFO? What does it mean for marketing, to imagine with them the possibilities and opportunities that digital transformation opens. Digital transformation is simplified to a couple of systems, like Microsoft Teams or cloud or AI. But it's something fundamentally different where you have to put the customer at the heart of your organization, integrate your customer from the beginning, understand his needs, and build your organization, your product and your services around these needs and around your customers. So this is what I've been working on, helping organizations being more efficient, using agile and new ways of working, and lately also supporting companies in their B2B influencer marketing campaign, either as a B2B tech influencer myself.
Yeah, brilliant. So you just mentioned about yourself as an influencer. So you do exist in our platform here, which I just wanted to show you quickly. So this is what our clients who pay to use our software will see. So this is your profile here. We have you in the technology and finance industries primarily, and marketing professional and a key opinion leader. And here we can see that your authority is very good and you get some good engagement, and you have quite a large audience here as well. And if we move down, you can see you get an average of 3 engagements, 1 retweet to your audience on Twitter, and then on LinkedIn, an average of 1 post per month and just over 24 engagements per post and 5 comments on that as well. So here we can also see some of your most engaged audience. So these are the people that you connect with the most in your network. No surprises. Here you can see, like we've talked about before, digital transformation is the most talked about topic. And then we also talk about Industry 4.0, finance, artificial intelligence, IoT, fintech, AI and manufacturing, and cryptocurrency.
Yeah, well. No, it's funny. I didn't expect that finance to be so high.
That's the 3rd most popular, but still less than half as much as you talk about digital transformation. Yeah. And this is a bit about your audience. So this is quite interesting. So among your audience, the most common role is senior management, followed closely by entrepreneurs and C-suite executives, and the industry as well, primarily tech and also finance and media. Some of the brands that you've mentioned as well: Huawei, Siemens, Amazon, Google, and Gartner. And here, if we just click into your content, you can just see a word cloud of some of the most recent topics you tweeted about. So there's customer engagement, trust in tech, and then obviously digital transformation is the most used hashtag here. And we can drill into some of your posts as well. Yeah, so that's a quick overview of our platform. I just also wanted to talk about some of the reports that you've been in. So you've been in 3 of our Who's Who reports recently. Here you are as a key opinion leader in our Who's Who in data management. And you've also been in industrial IoT Who's Who report. And then most recently, last week, we featured you in the digital experience Who's Who report as well. Well done. That's fantastic work. How has it affected your social media engagement? Have you seen a lot more engagement when you appear on one of our lists?
I can see a lot more connection requests on LinkedIn, yes.
Really? Fantastic. And within digital transformation, can you see any trends coming up in the next 5 years that people need to be aware of?
Well, there are so many. Digital transformation is a kind of umbrella term. And it covers basically everything from organizational change in an organization, from agile and new ways of working adoption, not just at the team level, at the ground level, but also at the leadership level and executive level. Adoption of AI, I know this has been probably as a top trend for the past 10 years, but we are still not doing AI properly. We tend to put AI on everything when it's not.
Mm-hmm.
AI has been quite successful, for example, to fight fraud in banking, to detect irregular pattern in terms of transactions, etc. So that's pretty good and pretty successful. We are probably going to see the tokenization of services in addition to products and assets in the next 10 years. Gosh, yes, I don't know how many coins you have, how many blockchains you have now. Some are completely useless, but some have some very specific purpose. In the long term, are they going to be monetizable and profitable? That's a different topic. But clearly, it's where in the next 10 years, we are going to see most of innovation. Next ones after will be 5G. So I know that, it's a kind of problem with 5G. It's a mix of political issues and quite a lot of conspiracy theories. Of course, there are cybersecurity concerns extra, and we have GCSQ extra that are here for this purpose. And if they say that there is no risk, then in their view, there is no risk.
Fantastic. Do you think, have you seen a lot of changes that have happened within digital transformation that have kind of been forced on us by COVID?
We are almost all remote working right now, doing things that we thought were not possible, such as, delivering a client pitch. So now it's remote and, it's like, why we haven't done this for the past 20 years? What we haven't properly done is evaluate how well we use remote work. What I notice is when I speak with people working in large organizations, is their agenda now, it's a collection of meetings. And it's like there is no space for collaborative work, just place to work, as you can go, in a meeting room and draw something on a whiteboard. It seems that this space, this creative time has been in a kind of lost, and I don't know what will be the solution, but psychologists need to enter this space and explain what will be an efficient way to organize your day for an individual and for his team, So I think there's quite a lot to learn. I think we especially now we are seeing what they call, the remote work fatigue. One of the reasons being that people work probably 20-25% more working from home than in the office, because you don't have the coffee break, the lunch break. So that's one effect of the kind of the past year in terms of change. Digital transformation, you probably noticed that too. There was like a massive shift from physical events into webinars and online events. And now, and already at the last quarter last year, there was a massive drop in attendance to these events because they became recorded events. And if it's not live, people say, well, what's the value? And they were probably too long. In 1 hour, you need to pack quite a lot of content. And I think the format, we can see that basically they are more engaged. What I noticed is also, some webinars and activities which are like 1 or 2 hours per day over several days rather than trying to do in one day. We are becoming more creative. I think what we are going to see also in this space is more engagement, so more break rooms with more interactive activities. I think people are fed up to consume content. They want to contribute to the content. That's probably also what we'll see.
Well, thank you so much, Cyril. And I'm afraid that's all we've got time for, but really appreciate you taking the time to speak to us today. So just one last question. So say if I was a brand and I wanted to get in touch with you, what would be the best way for me to connect with you?
Well, you can send me a DM on Twitter, of course, also via LinkedIn or Calendly. So calendly.com/Cyril Coste and just book a 15 or 30-minute discovery meeting with me.
Fantastic. All right. Well, thanks a lot, Cyril. It's been a pleasure speaking to you today. Bye.
Thank you, Joe. Bye-bye.